Verbeek trying to drop it back, gave it up. Capitals chance, Christic scores!
To be able to afford, and that is unforced errors, giveaways, especially right here. How dangerous is it 2 feet inside your blue line? Pat Verbeek tried an up-ice pass, a centering pass, didn't work. Dmitry Kristich cut it. You know, Gary, I think he fanned on this shot, but got enough of it just to get it by Gosselin and off the post. Let's watch it. It didn't look like he got much on it, but it was well placed.
Babanka drops it off. Hatcher covered. Hatcher's got a trailer. Bondra, shot, save, Gosselin, and he tipped it out deep. Christic knocked it back in. Turn around, Gosselin. Christic scores!
And another broken play and a mistake in front allowed Kristich to go uncovered to the side. Gosselin didn't just follow him. It looked like he was falling as the shot was taken by Kristich. And just like that, and I don't know how much time, just about a minute, I imagine, Dmitry Kristich has 2, and the Capitals lead 2-1.
He is an offensive force without question. He gets 1. At 2:51, he gets another. 8 minutes yet into this game. Sent in by Cote off the blocker, Mario Gosselin. Centering pass, Relenick came in on goal. Craven pushed it back in his own goaltender. And Gosselin covered it up. He's having enough rubber coming. He's right back in net tonight. Cote coming. Shot on Gosselin, and it's clear. The Caps have decided one thing about Mario Gosselin in net. They are going to...
Handles it pretty well, too. The coaching staff is really happy with the way he handles the puck. They didn't know that much about him, really, until he came up and played recently.
Right off Gosselin's pads. As it room, dropped it. Kelly Johansson, open center, tipped off the defenseman's stick. Center, Bondra plays it back at center. Bondra left it, and it'll be sent in on net, covered up. But Gosselin decides enough of that. Kristich has got a couple of goals. He's got a chance for that pure hat trick all in one. Hatcher winds up, takes it. Gosselin the save, and will hang on.
A decent scoring chance here as Kristich penetrated on the right side, look back, nice pass through the legs, and Hatcher with a nice transition. Big blast, but unscreened, and nobody there for a rebound, and lots of Hartford Whalers in 10%, and that don't get it.
That don't get it. Hunter looking in front. Johansson, save made by Gosselin. Get a piece of that coming across with the pad. Hunter.
Winnipeg, they get blown out at home by the Ducks. Sunday afternoon, a Peg hosted the Rangers. Coming into this game, a Peg had as many wins as New York did losses. The Rangers on the verge of becoming the league's first 100-point team this season. Mike Keenan, his Rangers perhaps a little bit lethargic in this game. Mark Messier was not lethargic. Hockey term, a triple minor on Mess. Short-handed, Jets. Igor Yulanov, the shot. Dallas Drake there for the rebound. 2-1 Jets. It got ugly. Alexei Kovalev gets slashed by Dave Manson. Manson gets tossed, but before he does, Kovalev's in pain. Manson says, I think you're over-dramatizing the injury. Maybe he didn't use those words. Tim Cheveldae was el fuego. Mess on the breakaway. Stopped by Cheveldae. 1 of 33 saves. And, all right, I'll put the win into Winnipeg for 1 game. 3-1, the final. Cheveldae looking marvelous in goal. In fact, the Jets have won 4 of 9 games since acquiring Cheveldae from Detroit. When the Kings visited Vancouver, the most lethal weapon was not number 99. It was number 11. Or was it number 10? Pavel Bure. We're tied at 1. 3 minutes later, Bure, the wrister on the power play goal. And then it's Pavel again saying, hip, hip. Bure, the impossible angle here. That would be 3, and that would make it a hat trick. The Canucks win it by the final of 4-3. With 9 games to play, LA is 8 points out of the final playoff spot. They are on the verge of becoming the first team in over 2 decades to go from a Stanley Cup final 1 year to missing the playoffs the next season. As for Bure, the league's leading goal scorer with 53, he scored at a goal-a-game pace the past 42 contests and nearly 2 points per game during the last 22. Still to come on the show, more...
1 and 2. Oh, ouch. Igor Yulanov getting the worst of it. Sergei Zubov to Tim Cheveldae. The nice glove save, no score. Then Messier takes a shot at Cheveldae, and he's denied as well. Cheveldae on fire today. Keith Tkachuk all alone, going up against Glenn Healy, and he skips it off the near post to make it a 1-all game. Then Yulinov's shot from the point stopped, but Dallas Drake there for the rebound and the shorthanded goal. Cheveldae stopped 33 shots as Winnipeg wins 3-1. Cheveldae, Quebec, and ouch. Ooh, Minneapolis. I'm not going to comment on that. This is Corey Millen there for the rebound goal. for the Quebec Nordiques to make it a 2-0, or make that for New Jersey a 2-0 Devils lead. Then Con Lemieux, shot on goal is turned away, but Curtis Lecision knocks it in. Make it a 3-0 Devils lead. They go on to win 5-2. The Devils unbeaten in the last 6, just 1 loss in the last 16, and they tie New York atop the Atlantic.
All right, Red Wings and Blackhawks, and look at this, a good move by Keith Primo. He turtles up, takes the shots, draws a penalty. They would score a goal on that. But let's go back earlier. Look at the work of Detroit's Sergei Fedorov. Oh, what a move. His 52nd goal gave them a 1-0 lead. They would lead it. They'd be tied at 1-1 here. Paul Coffey leaves it for Chris Draper. Super save by Jeff Hackett. Now, it's 2-1 now, third period. Bob Probert walks right around, embarrasses Chris Chelios, and then the wrister beats Hackett. And if you're a Detroit fan, you know what a squid on the ice means. It means get ready for the playoffs. It's Bob Essence's first win as a wing since being rescued from Winnipeg. Detroit and Toronto both with 92 points. The Blackhawks are 1-5-1 in their last 7. The Penguins battling the Oilers in Edmonton. Late second period, tied at 1. Dean McCammon feeds Frederick Ollison, who scores past Ken Reggett. Oilers take a 2-1 lead into the final 40 seconds of the period. Now third period, 3-1 Oilers. They make it 4-1. Doug Weight to Scott Pearson, who is denied, but Doug Weight pops in the rebound, and there it is. A rare poor performance by the Penguins, who have now lost 2 in 2 nights on the road. Lineup on Sunday to face the Islanders. He sat out 1 game following extortion threats from the man who helped him defect from the Soviet Union. 2 unarmed Russians were arrested Friday night outside of Buffalo's locker room and charged with attempted second-degree grand larceny. To the odd, where Mogilny was on display. 1-0 Sabres, first period, the 2-man advantage. Mogilny down low in the slot. Yuri Himalev finds him. He beats Jamie McLennan. Isles lose 4-1. Bruins Caps, and guess who came calling? Al Iafrate, the former Cap. His acquisition looming larger with the loss of Ray Bourque. Joey Junot doing the damage, beating John Casey, bringing the Caps within 1. Don Sweeney, the wraparound to Iafrate, 4-2 Bruins. Tied at 4 in the third. Iafrate, one-timer from Fred Knipscher, hockey term, one-timer. Bruins are going to win it 6-4. Finally, Philadelphia hosting the Mighty Ducks. Third period, 2-1 Ducks. Michael Renberg. Is it a goal? Yes, it is. We go into overtime. In overtime, John Lilly fires. Gary Volk scores on the rebound. Mighty Ducks win it 3-2. Just in time for D2 to hit the screens. All of the Patrick playoff bubble teams were losers. The other action, Tampa's winless streak extended to 9 spots.
Joey Junot, a goal and an assist. The Caps break a 6-game lose. Also given some lessons on the ice. They have reached the NCAA title game 3 times in the past 11 years, winning, though, only once. That was in '89. Now, 1 step away, facing a team that has been in the finals the last 3 years. That's Lake Superior. That's Sean Tulare with the puck. And for Lake State, the big collision, Clayton Bedos and Brian Lonzinger score it for Tulare. 2-2 overtime in OT. Bedos on the breakaway. And it would be the game winner, and it is. They're going. In all 3 of their games, Lake Superior has gone to over. The Stars came back to Boston and was greeted with cheers and banners singing his praises. Traded for John Casey, who, despite playing well in Beantown, had to look at a sign that read, "Casey's a bum." Not a good feeling in front of the home fans. They were dealt back in the preseason. First period, Bruins break down at center ice, and Mike Modano breaks in and goes rooftop. Modano's 45th, 2-1 Stars. No hockey in the second period. They decided to play chess, as in check, as in checkmate. Third period, still 2-1. Al Iafrate shoots. Save move. Glenn Murray gets it and scores with less than 4 to go. Tied at 2. That's where it ends. Moak said afterwards, "I'm emotionally drained right now. I feel great, but it takes a lot out of you." Bruins move into a tie with Montreal for 4th place in the Eastern Conference and home ice in the first round of the playoffs. Caps looking for some playoff breathing room in Chicago. Painful for Jeremy Roenick and the Blackhawks. Michael Bavanka picks up the puck. Sylvain Cote beats Hackett. 1-0 Caps. Washington then delivers another blow. Kevin Hatcher. Hey, Jeff, close your legs. 14th for Hatcher. Caps up 4-1. Darryl Sutter. He looked like he was in pain. Keith Jones, second of the game. And Dirk Graham tries to dish out some pain of his own. And speaking of pains, despite the loss, the Hawks do clinch a playoff spot. Joey Junot, a goal and an assist. The Caps break a 6-game losing streak.
Centered for Himalev. Shot on Riondo. And
He is the Bruin, number 32, that was going back and forth between McGillney and Howard-Chuck, and finally Sweeney ended up high enough that Howard-Chuck just dipped it in quickly to...
Ted Donato reaching in, can't get it. Randy Wood saved by Vincent Riondo. Iafrate just batted at it to the far side. I think Boucher stepped up and held it in. Presley's got it. 2 on the power play. Deflected wide off Iafrate's stick. Ted Donato goes after. Penalty over. Reed comes right back out and gets another penalty as he put Boucher head first into the boards. Reed had just come out of the penalty box.
In the second period, Vancouver opened it up. Another pass from Sergio Momesso to Jeff Brown for the banger. Make it 3-1 after 2.
I'm glad to see
on the far side. He's pinning it up.
not only that, Gary, speed and spunk. I mean, Audette's been willing to take the hit.
Riondo the save. Iafrate moved in to take Ray out of Jimmy Huscroft goes wide side to Sweeney. Sweeney the shot. Dior, watch that one deflect out deep. Here's the chance. Howard-Chuck. Howard-Chuck going for the trick. Missed it wide. Going for his 3rd goal of the night. Dale Howard-Chuck. Howard-Chuck centered. Backed off the side of the net. Audette. Wrap around Audette. Just missed Richard Schmelton. Dawes got it. Daw the shot. Riondo the save. Behind the net. Randy Wood. Wood hoped to...
The empty net. He scores!
Believe that?
Whoa, what a shot from the hash marks in his own zone.
Yeah, the power play for Dallas had expired. Tom Hanks likes that. It would have been icing if he misses the net. He lifted the puck and lofted it up right over top of everybody, and his streak is still alive. Look at this play. Ryan Leach knows Kovalov is there. Take a look. He takes a look. Here he goes. Looks like Ron Hextall.
Look at this. Look at dead center.
Oh,
a little off center. What a shot. I like to say Kovalov stretches his point-scoring streak to break things up. Mike Richter, his 38th win. He picks up his 5th shutout of the season, his 9th career shutout, but he now is on top of the list with 38 wins, the most ever in a season by a Rangers goaltender.
You just look at the names below him. Jockman, and the great Gump Worsley, along with the great, of course, Eddie Jockman. Congratulations to Mike Richter. That's just terrific stuff. He's a good kid. He works hard. He's worked hard all year. He's played a lot. He and Glenn Healy, good buddies. And you can see the Ranger players really admire what Mike Richter's been able to give to this team and organization all season long. Congratulations, Mike. That's just a terrific record.
Well, it's been a
conference. Meeting the 3rd best team in the West, the Dallas Stars. Before the game, Adam Graves holds the Ranger record for goals in a season at 52 now. First period, Dallas the opportunity, but the goal post and Mike Richter there to make the stop. Jeff Bukaboom, the hit on Richard Matevchuk. Other Stars also on hand. Tom Hanks taking in the game. They're scoreless after the first. Dallas just couldn't get the puck in the net. Trent Klatt tries from his knees. Good effort. Mike Richter there to make the stop. But the Rangers would not be denied. Messier to Graves. Kids, throw it on net. Good things happen. And the Rangers get the goal. 1-0 in favor of New York. Rangers led 1-0 into the second. Jay Wells, good play to keep it in at the point. Playing it off his skate. Again, another case of putting it on goal. You get the rebound. Adam Graves is there looking for 53. Not the case. Glenn Anderson gets the goal. His 20th of the year, 3rd as a Ranger. That would make it 2-0. Kovalev adds the empty netter to make it 3-0 tonight. Elsewhere around the NHL for you, Devils and Capitals. Chris Terreri came into the game, a 2.73 goals against average. Now the Devils trying to keep up with the Rangers. Kelly Miller's shot. Terreri able to make the save. Then Don Beaupre down at the other end, sharp as well. Bobby Halik on the break. Beaupre turns that one aside. But the Devils would break through. Jason Smith, the blast. Mike Peluso gets the goal. But the Devils up 1-0 after 1. Then Randy Burridge, Steve Konowalchuk to Pat Peak for the tying goal. That would tie things at 1. And that's where they stand. So a lot of time left in that one. In the 3rd period, in place of Patrick Waugh, who's been slumping a bit. First period, Tugnutt would be tested. Derek King to Pierre Turgeon for the goal. Still in the first, Montreal in the attack. Oleg Petrov the shot. Ron Hextall makes the save. Guy Carbon of the follow. Hextall stops that one as well. 2-0 Isles after 1. Second period, Habs come back. Paul DiPietro the goal. Front of the net. The Habs would tie it at 2. And then Tom Curvers would fire from the top of the circle to put the Islanders out in front by a score of 3-2. And the Islanders would add more. Pierre Turgeon and Derek King. Steve Thomas gets credit for that one. Big night for Turgeon and King. 5-2 the final. The Islanders over the Canadiens. Elsewhere, the Jets and the Canucks. Ross Romanek sending Gino Ojic into the Jets bench. Usually it's the other way around. Middle of the first, Keith Tkachuk to Dallas Drake for the goal, his 12th of the year. Tim Cheveldae in goal in that Winnipeg net. Up against Greg Adams one-on-one. The right pad save, and then maybe he's got something for Adams, because Adams doesn't have anything for him. The save again on Adams. Jets had the 1-0 lead. Nathan Lafayette would make it 1-1, and the Canucks continue to go. Jeff Brown, the good pass to Murray Craven, in all alone on the break. 5-hole through Cheveldae, make it 2-1. Sergio Momesso, Jeff Brown, no pass, the goal this time to make it 3-1 Vancouver. Cliff Ronning has just added a goal to make that 4-1 Vancouver leading Winnipeg.
Morganti.
Thanks, Gary. Grant Fuhr, I've got to be honest. All year long I've been saying Grant Fuhr is going to be traded. Right to the trading deadline. Grant Fuhr is going to be traded. Come out, great game tonight, shutout. You surprised you here at this time of the year?
I'm a little surprised. I mean, it seemed that I was going everywhere. Like, I thank myself I had myself even traded, but the only person that didn't trade me is Mucks, so I'm still here.
But you're still here, playing. I guess you're hitting your stride this season. You had some injuries. You feel like you're playing as well as you have all season now?
I think so. I'm finally healthy this year. I feel good right now. I'm starting to get into a little bit of a groove, and playoffs are coming up, so it seems to be a good time for me.
You seem very relaxed. The whole team feel a good feeling about this team right now? I mean, you look like there's no pressure on you. Your goaltending partner playing very well. Is there a good feeling on this team right now?
I think so. I mean, we didn't play very well the other night against Tampa. We let them off the hook a little bit, and they came back and stung us. So guys knew we had to play well tonight. We came out, got the early lead, and I think it was a pretty easy game after that.
Well, for sure, Hall of Fame goaltender. This is your 13th shutout. Let's take a look at some of the saves you made during the game. Right over.
From back there, they should be stopped. And those you kind of hope you catch them, but sometimes they get away.
Okay, right in front of the net here?
That's just a little bit of a scramble. You try and keep yourself in the middle of the net, take the bottom half away.
And a slap.
Those are easy. We got guys lying down, so you know the puck, if it comes up high, it's yours. Everything else is going to get blocked. Our forwards and defense have been good about that this year, so it's been fairly easy for us.
Going into the playoffs, you feel want to split goaltending duties? Has Muck given you any indication who's going to do what in the playoffs?
No idea. I mean, all I can do is make it a tough decision for me. Dom's played unbelievable this year, so all I can do is play as well.
Strawn, a breakaway, shorthanded, save, and a big one by McCursey.
Well, the Chance had a great chance to shoot. When you're down 6-1, you get the puck by the dot, you got to take the shot. They can see that D-to-D pass coming all the way. They know BU's been playing that, and here he comes in alone. McCursey, what a split stop there. Great save by J.P. McCursey.
Really bothered by a concussion from the Harvard game. Breakaway. Trzynski stopped by McCursey.
But that last hit by Pratt wasn't a charge. I haven't from way downtown on that one. And he comes from way downtown on another one. But it all sets up. There's Pratt again. That one was about 20 feet away, but it all sets up a Trzynski breakaway, rather, and McCursey's second superb save on a breakaway this period.
Score right off the face-off.
Watch on this face-off. Watch Blake Superior just doesn't let anybody get to the outside. That's a pick on the outside, interference trying to get on the defender trying to go to the net. I don't think he saw that one again. Clayton Beddoes.
Chris O'Sullivan. Al Brennan broke the stick on one-timer. Bates the follow-up, covered by Locker.
Blade of the stick goes up in the air, and Bates, the freshman out of Medford, has a good shooting chance, but when BU's had good...
Here's another chance. Save McCursey. As Wayne Strawn broke in. Leading two Lakers from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, 5:47 away from another national championship. Buffalo lost Pat LaFontaine early. Only 11 games played. Therefore, changed the style. Make it a hard-hitting, defensive-minded team. They have done just that. And what help in that? Dominic Hasek, the #1 goaltender in the National Hockey League, and he still is. And behind him, a man injured much of the season, Grant Fuhr. He has come back. He is red hot and playing a lot. And they still have Alexander McGillney. The Boston Bruins are without Cam Neely. He's gone. He will not be back, not even for the playoffs. It's the knee. That hurt the Boston Bruins. So they needed help. From Washington, the man's name, Eli Frady. He's got a mean streak, and he has brought it to Beantown. They are now playing a strong, physical, aggressive game, and they're ready tonight to take on the Sabres. Sabres, they got another one coming. Howard Chuck in. Howard Chuck scores!
Away. He banked it off the boards, and Howard Chuck was off to the races. Paul Stanton allowed Dale Howard Chuck to get in behind him. Watch this timing. Just when Stanton reached for him, Howard Chuck fired a bullet low to the stick side of John Casey. There couldn't have been much to shoot at. Look how far out of the net Casey is. Well, Howard Chuck doesn't need very much.
His third goal of the season against Boston this year in 5 games. Assist of the season. Wesley, the one-timer. That came right back to him. Frady in the save made. That was burnt. They're 0 for 2 in the power play. In front, shot, the save made by Casey.
But the puck sure got through. Here comes Derek Plant, the rookie. Really a slick move to get it back on his forehand. And Casey did a good job to get his leg out on that. Derek Plant is just a tiny little guy, about 160 pounds. But because he's so tiny, he's really quick. All of the Sabres players will tell you that they marvel at not only, but the Bruins were a little too aggressive. It was Gordy Roberts up on the side that stayed up high. And as a result, McGillney and Plant were able to work a 2-on-1. I take it back. That was Don Sweeney out of the blue line. And once it was a 2-on-1 with McGillney and Plant, nobody had a chance.
Puck checked away from him. Smolinski short-handed. Smolinski, the rookie, lost control. Tried to get it in. Down through the crease and go.
By bumping it a little too far ahead of him, he tries for the desperation play. And you know what? It worked. He got it in front. Freight train, Dave Reed along with
5-on-4 now. One of the penalties over. 32 seconds of the power play. Iafrate off balance. Had that one blocked by Himalev. Himalev's had a great first period. Iafrate again. The shot saved Fuhr. Donato. Oates. Backhander. Save Fuhr. And he covers the rebound.
That's kind of interesting that the Bruins didn't do anything on their power play. They were moved to pull away from Himalev and fire this rocket that Grant Fuhr not only stopped, but look how quickly he got up. He is set, waiting, ready, and he just gobbled up Adam Oates' backhander.
There's Iafrate, you see behind the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Here are those hits on Gordy Roberts. Well, that is the first one that seemed to shake him up, and then this finished it off. If Gordy wasn't shaken on the first one, he sure was. I think that one knocked the wind out of him because he doubled over on him.
Swede Knox and Randy Minton, the linesman, had the whistle blown, but hey, he must have seen Madonna. Yeah, he talks the same way she does. We tried to get Madonna here tonight, but she's up to supper with David.
Behind the bench. Here's the great pass from Adam Oates to Glenn Murray. You're right, he doesn't usually make bad passes, and he owed Glenn Murray a good one, so he put that right in the tape. Murray just deflected it wide.
An assist on Plant's goal, 2-point first period. Randy Moeller, Howard Chuck was there. That ended up going in on Casey High. Boy, Buffalo just running over Boston. The other end of the ice, another shot put on. That time it was Brad May again. Cleared back to center. Donald Audette, Wesley whacks at him. Audette scores!
You can stretch the play out and get in behind him like this. When you can make a pass from deep in your corner all the way to center to spring your guy loose, the Bruins aren't playing it right, and the Buffalo Sabres are picking them apart. Terrific move by Audette. As soon as John Casey went down, Donald Audette made the move to the forehand. Casey going down here early made this easy for Audette. And it looked like Casey was guessing that Audette was going to go to the backhand because Casey laid the stick down on the right-hand side.
These teams, Quebec and Detroit, the score deadlocked at 2-0 through 2 periods. Quebec scored on the goal from Ron Sutter. And then the great individual effort by Ian Fraser, and Quebec deals a serious blow to Detroit. The Nordiques and Joe Louis with a 4-2 win. Also last night, strange happenings. Toronto started on fire. They took a 3-1 lead after 2 periods. Dave Andreychuk, his 53rd goal. Doug Gilmour had a chance to extend the Leafs' lead, but there was Arturs Urbe to make the stop, and that woke up the Sharks. Here they come. Ulf Dahlen, the wrister. Late in the third, the Sharks took one step closer to the playoffs. 5-3 San Jose, and I'll tell you what, the Sharks look real.
Played behind the net. Casey can't get it out in May. Power play Buffalo. Down low Bodger. Shot save. Casey batted at by Audette. Puck still loose behind the net. Audette. Casey gets back up. Gets back in. Bodger shot. Save made. Deflected wide. Look at the chances. Look where they are. Shot save again by Casey. Bodger again. Save by Casey. And the Bruins gain control. Adam Oates clears it out.
Position as anybody to shoot. Second reason, you try a passing play in a 3-on-1 and you get caught. If it doesn't work, then you got a 4-on-1 going the other way because you're a man short. You're killing a penalty. I like Wesley's choice here. He rips a shot on Grant Fuhr. If Fuhr doesn't control his rebound, and he did a great job of squeezing it off.
McGillney the turn. McGillney and Iafrate mixing part of the plexiglass. In front, Sutton, great save. And a penalty coming up.
Boy, oh boy, I mean, he had him pretty well wrapped up, and it almost like he leveraged him. He lifted him up, and then John Casey to the rescue again. And as McGillney was trying to get away from Iafrate, he slashed him.
And another Madonna.
Yeah.
A lot of Madonna fans on hand here tonight among the players.
Madonna impersonators.
Yes. These shots are coming right on top of him. Hines, Smolinski, short-handed Bruins. Smolinski, the shot, save. Hines trying to back it in. Fuhr knocked it away. Grant Fuhr.
Coming at you, even if they're penalty killers, you better respect them or they'll end up with these plays. 2-on-1. Grant Fuhr kicked the rebound perfect to Steve Hines. He just wasn't able to control it.
Right off his stick.
Yeah. Just kind of jammed him, was between his legs, but if you wanted a goalie to dish up a rebound.
Randy Muller's out of there. Shot save made by Grant Fuhr on Don Sweeney. Sweeney had that one marked for the short. Near side to Wesley. Shot deflected right up in the air. Off Fuhr and off the top of the net. Fuhr made the save. Himmeleville. Bruins power play has really been stymied tonight and this season by the Buffalo Sabres. Bad pass. Presley short-handed empty net.
Bad pass. But here is Oates looking for somebody up the middle. But when your back is facing up ice, it's a bad time to make a pass, especially on your backhand. And John Casey is a gambler. He has always been a gambler on breakaways. You see that Casey came out, tried to surprise Presley, who had his head up all the way. And when Casey went down,